Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be making this video because I have an obsession with baby names that started a very long time ago before I ever even thought about becoming a mother. Anytime I've ever heard a name I liked, I've written it on a list on my phone, and I continue to transfer that list from phone to phone for over 10 years now. Now that I am pregnant with my second child, it's going to be a little girl, I am just so down deep in the rabbit hole of baby name ideas. So I just wanted to come on here and share some of my favorites. These are names, some of them are still on the table that we might actually use. I'm also going to share the boy names that we like and the boy name that we would have picked if this baby were to be a boy. I am currently 19 weeks pregnant. I'll give you guys a little bump update here. So I'm almost at the halfway point. And I'm not sure if I'm going to 100% pick the name before she's born, or if I'm going to maybe narrow it down to 2 and then see when she's born what she looks more like. Also, I decided I'm gonna make this a 2-part video. Today, I'm gonna share with you guys our favorite names, and then I want you guys to leave your name suggestions down in the comments. I'm gonna do another video where Ryan and I react to your name ideas. Look, who knows, maybe one of you guys will end up naming my baby. For girl names, I tend to like a little bit more on the unique side, and for boy names, I like something a little bit unique, but not crazy. In case you don't know, my son is named Carter Gray Thomas, so Carter is not the most unique name, but his name was very close to being Avon James. So I'm gonna put that on the boy list because I still do really like that name. And when Carter was born, I actually thought he looked more like an Avon, and that's what I wanted to call him. Probably for the first like 5 or 6 days he was born. So if he would have been born and I hadn't decided on it already, he probably would have been Avon James Thomas. Some people think that name sounds more like a girl name. I don't. To me, it reads more masculine. Now for a girl name that I just absolutely love. I think it's so cute, and that is Quinn. So that would be Quinn. It's 1 syllable, it's simple, it's a little bit unique. I just think it's cute, it's pretty, something about it I just really like. You know, I could call her Quinny, little Quinn. So that is definitely on the list as a girl name that we like. Okay, now back over to the boys. I'm gonna save the boy name to the very end, so you have to watch the end. Another boy name though that we do like, I mean, this one's kind of a little bit out there, but it's Briar, B-R-I-A-R. I just love the way it sounds. Briar, it sounds strong. Now the issue with that as a boy's name is Briar Rose, which I believe was the real name of Sleeping Beauty. So it does have kind of a female connotation to it, but to me that name just sounds more masculine. So I liked it. I had it on the table for a boy name. Ryan did not like it as much, but you know what? I still stand by it. What do you guys think? Does Briar sound more masculine or feminine to you? Now back over to the girl side, a name I love is Eliana. I just think it sounds so beautiful, Eliana. I like that there's a lot of good nickname potential. You could be Ellie, you could be Anna, you could be Elle. I just think it sounds elegant, classy, something about it I just really enjoy. Next boy name that I have loved for years is Tristan. And this is a name, you guys, I was lobbying so hard for Carter to be Tristan. I think it almost kind of sounds ethereal, like a medieval prince, Tristan. I fought tooth and nail. I tried to make a bet with Ryan that if he lost, I got to name the baby Tristan. I tried everything, but he, for whatever reason, just didn't love it. On the girl side, this is another one I kind of was lobbying for hard, but just Ryan doesn't love it, and that is Noelle, N-O-E-L-L-E. So first of all, it has an association with Christmas, Noelle. That makes everybody happy. I think it sounds very feminine. There's good nickname potential there. You could be Noe or Elle, so I like that about it. I just adore it, but Ryan is not on board with it as a first name, but it is still a contender to be a middle name. Next boy name that both of us like was Byron. So there's the association there with Lord Byron, who is a famous poet. Every Byron that I've ever met or even known about, like celebrity Byrons, have always been very handsome, classy guys. So I just have a good association with the name, and I thought Byron Thomas. Sounded like a nice, strong male name. Okay, next girl name on the list is London. Now, one of my good friends, her daughter is London, and she's just such a doll. Also a girl I follow on Instagram, her daughter is London, and both of them are just the cutest little girls. I like place names. I think that's kind of cool and cute, and I think it sounds like a classy girl, London. Next boy name I like is Graham. Now, that is not one that is too crazy out there or unique, but I think it's a cool name. I just picture a cool, smart, nice guy named Graham. Now, I do have a small worry that maybe if I had a boy named Graham, he would be called Graham Cracker, but graham crackers are pretty delicious. Next girl name on the list is Sienna. Again, it's just one of those names. The way it sounds, the way it looks, it just sounds elegant, beautiful. I don't know if you're noticing any kind of trend in the names that I like for girls, but I like girl names that just sound really elegant and romantic, kind of. I probably would pick it if Ryan would let me, but again, I don't know what it is about men. Like, they're really good at vetoing names, but they're not good at coming up with names. Does anyone else have that experience? I'm like, okay, what are you bringing to the table? What ideas do you have? Oh, nothing? That's what I thought. All right, now we are getting down to it, you guys. We're gonna talk about the boy name. If this baby were a boy, or if there's a surprise and it ends up being a boy, and that name is Pierce. Pierce Thomas. I just think Pierce, I love it. Something about it. It's strong, it's solid. The only Pierce that I've ever heard of is Pierce Brosnan, and he's a great guy, okay? He's been married to his wife for over 20 years. He seems like such a great guy. So I have a positive association with it, but to me, it's strong, solid, masculine. You also could go like Pearson and then call him Pierce for short, but we probably just would have went with Pierce. So now our number 2 choice for a girl name. This name has a story, okay? So the name is Everly, and we would have spelled it Everly. Guys, I absolutely love the name Everly. Ryan and I love the name Everly so much for a girl that when we very first started dating, like 6 months in, and started talking about kids, that was always the name that we referred to our unborn child as. Oh, one day we'll have little Everly, and Everly this and Everly that. So we really had our hearts set on this name. Now, what happened was about 2 years ago, I became friends with somebody in my music class, and her daughter's name is Everly. And that's actually how we became friends, because I said to her, I'm like, oh, Everly, that would have been Carter's name if he were a girl. So that got us talking, and now she's one of my very dear, closest friends. And it's not like we can't use the name, because she knows we had that name on our list for many years, but it's more so the fact that now I just have such a strong association between the name Everly and little Everly. Like, I just picture her now. I can't picture my child with that name. I don't know if that makes sense. I kind of just want my own unique name and not a name that I have a very strong association with. So it still could possibly happen. I mean, like I said, it's our number 2. But another thing I will say that I noticed is that name is becoming quite popular in my area. Like, a lot of the little activities I have Carter in, there are 1 or even 2 Everlys in the class. Now, with all of that said, we do have a number 1 girl name choice, which I'm not going to reveal in this video. I want to keep it a little bit of a surprise. We haven't 100% set that name yet, but I would say maybe like 90 to 95%, but I still want to kind of leave it open, and I want to hear from you guys. So now you guys have heard the style of names that I tend to gravitate towards, what I like. So based on that, leave your name recommendations down in the comments. And then in the future, I'm going to do another video where I react to your name choices. I don't want to lock it in with her name until I feel like I've really reviewed all of the options. And I will give you guys a little hint, okay? The girl name that we are most likely going to go with is not common at all. It is not even in the top 1,000. There is one person I've heard of who has a daughter with this name, but it is very unique. But it's not something that when you hear it, it's like weird in any way. It's just not commonly used as a name. But again, I'm not locking it in quite yet. I will say this, because at this point I have named a child and I've learned some lessons when it comes to naming a baby. So one thing I will say, even though Carter is more of a popular name, we've definitely met a few other Carters, I will say that I really, really love that his name is easy to pronounce and easy to understand, because you underestimate how often you say their name. Like, you tell everybody their name. Everyone wants to know, and never once has anybody asked me to repeat myself, to spell that. It's a very clear, strong name. Oh, and another thing that we did with naming Carter, which we will do again, is called the Starbucks test. So what you do is you go to Starbucks, you order a drink, and when they ask you for your name, use the baby name that you want to go with and see what, not just the reaction is, because obviously everyone has different opinions, but can they understand you? How bad is it? Because with Carter, like I said, his name was going to be Avon. And when we did the Starbucks test, we did it multiple times. I mean, it was a nightmare. Nobody could understand us. People were writing down Evan, they were writing down Avon. And that is when we realized, do we really want our child to live his whole life getting misunderstood and having to spell his name? So again, that's a personal choice. Some people don't care. And the last thing I will say about baby names, if you want to know my philosophy for picking a baby name, like how I ultimately do it, is I picture them as an adult. And can this name bring them into adulthood? And what do I picture them as? Like Carter Gray Thomas, I picture as a successful, happy, handsome guy in a suit, maybe just living his best life. Like, I don't just think of the baby and what would be a cute name for a baby, but how would I picture them with that name and carrying it as an adult? So that's kind of the philosophy that I use, in case you cared. I really just like talking about baby names, if you can't tell, but I am going to cut it off there. Again, don't forget to leave your suggestions down below, because I'm going to react to them. I'll see if I can get Ryan on here to react with me, but he's like so opinionated. I'm worried that he might offend somebody. Anyway, with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this special little bonus video. I have probably myself watched at least 50 of these. So if you're also like me and just in a rabbit hole of watching name videos, take a second to subscribe to my channel, because I do share mom and pregnancy related content in addition to lifestyle, home, organization, cleaning, all different fun topics. So I would love to have you as a subscriber. And with all of that said, I will see you guys very soon with a new video.